This is the weekly set review of Monday Night Raw. They kicked the show off with an absolute banger. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. I thought this would be the main event, but no, they started the show off with this. This match went for like 30 minutes. Cody Rhodes was about to win when Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa from SmackDown came over to Raw. Obviously, he was the bloodline right now. He's feuding with Cody. Jimmy Uso distracted Cody, but Drew went to go hit Cody. Cody reversed it, went for the crossroads, but from behind, he got spiked, the Samoan spike by Solo Sikoa, just like WrestleMania 39. And then Claymore, 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre is now the second person to pin Cody since he rejoined WWE in 2022. Cody also hasn't been pinned on television since his last match, and I think it was in AEW. I can't remember what match he got pinned in AEW. It was his last one. But that was the last time he got pinned on live television in a singles match. Absolutely wild. He's only been defeated technically 3 times if you count Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar put him to sleep. But pin-wise, there's only been 2 people to pin him. Roman Reigns, which they had the Solo Sikoa spiked him. And then it was a spear. And this time, once again, Solo Sikoa. So technically, Cody's never been pinned clean. He is just invincible, man. It's absolutely awesome. It's crazy, though. But I was okay with the Solo Sikoa and Jimmy thing because I'm like, they got to get some stuff on Raw. Otherwise, because they got to have, like, the bloodline interfere with stuff, because otherwise Cody's just like fighting 2 wars. He's fighting stuff on Raw and fighting stuff on SmackDown. You got to intertwine stuff. The match after that was the last match for the qualifying for the women's elimination chamber. It was a battle royal. It was insane. There were so many women in it. Raquel Rodriguez returned in it. She's been gone, and she won the battle royal. So she is now the 6th woman to be in the women's elimination chamber. So it will be Naomi, Liv Morgan, Bianca, Bayley, Tiffany Stratton, and Raquel Rodriguez. Well, this battle royal was okay. It was the last person to be eliminated was Chelsea Green. I thought Chelsea was going to win because she came from behind. It would have been cool to see Chelsea win, but the crowd went absolutely crazy when they realized Chelsea was still left. But no, Raquel won. After that was an 8-man tag match. It was the Judgment Day, so you have Damian Priest, JD McDonough, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio versus R-Truth, Miz, and DIY, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. R-Truth was able to hit the 5-knuckle shuffle, went for the attitude adjustment, but got away from it because Damian Priest ended up beating him up. This match was pretty good, going back and forth and everything. But Judgment Day ended up picking up the victory. Pretty obvious. They're not going to let the tag champs lose against R-Truth, Miz, and DIY. But R-Truth, it's crazy how over R-Truth is. Also, R-Truth came out in a poncho, like a rain poncho. Like, his character is so dumb that it's funny. Like, it's just so interesting how he's like so over. I don't understand why, but he's just so freaking funny. Cracks me up every time when he's on my TV. And I was just loving the R-Truth stuff they're doing right now with Judgment Day. This actually really helped Judgment Day, because Judgment Day, like from like July into like SummerSlam time, they got really stale. Like, it's because it kept on getting boring. Because every Raw, it was like the Judgment Day versus Seth Rollins and Cody, or Judgment Day versus Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. But now with this R-Truth stuff, it's actually more fun and everything. Because for a while, Judgment Day was getting stale, and now it's kind of helped it out. So Andrade had a package video backstage talking about how it was destiny for him to come back to WWE and how he's going to live on his family. He's a 3rd-generation wrestler. I did not know that. And how he's coming for gold and everything. So it'll be interesting what they end up doing with Andrade, if he's a babyface or a heel. I'm not sure what they're going to go with right now. There's rumors that he's going to be a babyface, but I'm not sure what they're going to go with. Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax are going to be going face-to-face. Rhea Ripley's had to be defending that title at Elimination Chamber in her home country, Australia, Perth, Australia, against Nia Jax. They had a backstage interview with Michael Cole. It was pretty boring, just them bickering and everything. Honestly, could care less about this match at Elimination Chamber. Next was Becky Lynch came out, pretty much talking about how she's going to be entering the Elimination Chamber for the very first time in her career. Then Liv Morgan came out. Then Naomi came out. Then you had, after that was Raquel came out. Then you had Tiffany Stratton interrupt them. And the last but not least was Bianca Belair. Tiffany Stratton and Bianca Belair had the best promo out of all of them because they all were talking. Tiffany Stratton, super annoying like that, so she's supposed to be, but Bianca absolutely tore her apart in a promo. It was honestly, I was entertaining. Then it turned into an absolute brawl, beating the hell out of each other. And then Nia Jax showed up and just laid everybody out, because obviously they gotta have Nia Jax looking dominant going into face Rhea Ripley this weekend. Next up was a really good match: Chad Gable versus Ivar. And Ivar is underrated, man. I always thought the Viking Raiders sucked, but Ivar on his own, he has some banger matches. And Chad Gable, obviously, everybody knows he is amazing in the ring when it comes to actual technical wrestling. These two tore up, and I honestly really wanted Chad Gable to win, because I mean, like, as much as Ivar's been doing good, I like him getting a push. I think Chad Gable should be the one that dethrones Gunther or Jey Uso, because we still have to go over who won that match. But Chad Gable ended up making Ivar tap out, which actually really surprised me, because they're making Ivar this like big force. I thought maybe they were gonna have him pin him, and because I feel like when you tap out, it makes you look weak. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. And then Otis and Akira Tozawa, the whole Alpha Academy, came out to celebrate with Chad Gable. Next up was definitely the best match of the show: Jey Uso versus Gunther. They absolutely tore the house down, beating the holy hell out of each other. There was a couple times I thought, oh my gosh, Jey Uso's got it. And then there was a couple times I'm like, oh, here you go, Gunther's got it. But Jey Uso, Gunther hit him with the his powerbomb, and he did the splash that he always beats everybody with. And Jey Uso kicked out. Jey Uso got back up and hit him with a spear like Roman Reigns hit him with the splash, but he kicked out. He ended up he speared him again. Then they were on the edge of the ring, spear outside of the ring, throw him back in the ring, another spear, and then he gets on the top rope, Samoan splash, 1, 2, 3. But before the ref got 3, you hear the bell ringing like 100 miles per hour. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's Jimmy Uso. The ref got distracted pretty much with this, which I thought this was a weird way to do it, because I feel like, who cares if the bell's ringing, just still count to 3. So pretty much Jey Uso won it, man, but he got screwed over by Jimmy. Gunther, then Jimmy comes to ringside. Jay security gets Jimmy away. Jay ends up super kicking Gunther, and then suicide dives onto Jimmy, then gets back in the ring, but Gunther hits him with a big chop, and then powerbomb 1, 2. Actually, no, it wasn't even a powerbomb. He ended up rolling him up, I thought this was so dumb. I was like, this is such a stupid way to have Gunther win. Because Jay gets in the ring, gets chopped, and then he just rolls him up, and 1, 2, 3, Gunther retains, and Gunther's limping out. And then Jimmy gets in the ring, super kick, and then he hits him with 6 Samoan splashes. It was absolutely insane, laying him out. And then Jimmy got in his face. He's like, you thought you could win without me? You're never gonna win a title without me. I'll always be the bigger brother. I'm like, dang. So obviously they're building their match that they're gonna have at WrestleMania, because everybody wants to see the two twin brothers, the Usos, Jay versus Jimmy, at WrestleMania. But this really shows that Jay potentially could go back after the Intercontinental title, because I'm like, he literally beat Gunther, but Jimmy screwed him over. There was no Gunther kicking out, because the ref was this close from touching the ground when the bell started ringing. So, but I thought this Monday Night Raw was really good. There was literally one promo on this whole show, if you don't count the backstage stuff, in-ring promos. It blew me away. But also the whole front row behind the announcers, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, it was all Netflix people, so I think they were trying to impress them. And then also they had a UFC fighter, for his name, call out Conor McGregor for a UFC fight on the show. This show was just stacked. It was all wrestling, a little bit of promos. There was one promo in the ring. It was just this show, clearly they were trying to impress the Netflix people, because this show was stacked. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5, because I honestly personally found the women's battle royal boring, but I thought the 4 men's matches were absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. This is JW. Make sure to subscribe, stay tuned for more wrestling figure content. I'll see you guys in the next one.